What's up, everyone? Hope you're doing great. And let's start with today's story titled, Am I the a-hole for wanting to leave my wife after she gave birth to my child? My wife, 32 female, and I, 34 male, have been married for 7 years. After a miscarriage, she admitted to me that she had multiple affairs over the last 4 years of our marriage. Her last affair ended a year ago. She begged for us to go to therapy to work on our marriage, but I refused to go. During this time, I had moved out of the house. Occasionally, I would go back to take care of the house and animals, and she would constantly try to manipulate me into coming back. I had every intention of getting a divorce, but the process is slow. I hated the betrayal I felt, but I also missed my wife during the separation. One thing led to another, and we had sex, and she got pregnant again. Shortly after the news came, I had to leave for work about 12 hours away from her. She would call to give me updates about the pregnancy and talk about our marriage. We were separated for the majority of her pregnancy. I told her that I still wanted a divorce, but I would consider reconciling after the baby was born. After several months away from her, I came to the realization that I could not trust her, nor could I forgive her for her infidelity. I feel like the last 7 years of my life have been a lie. While I was away from her, I met someone, and a relationship blossomed between us. I truly feel like I love this woman. She has been made aware that I am still married and that I have a baby on the way. My wife is not aware of my new girlfriend. Fast forward to a month ago, I had to go home for the birth of our baby boy. My wife has been pressuring me to reconcile, but I told her that I plan to divorce her again. After the birth of our baby boy, she has been blaming me for ruining our family because I don't want to stay with her and try to fix our marriage. I want to have a co-parenting relationship with my wife, but she is acting very erratic while I am here for our son. Any advice on how to deal with this is appreciated. Edit. Thank you all for the mixed reviews. It was expected. I will be talking with a lawyer and will update once I have a chance to talk to one. Appreciate the sound advice as well. Oh man, OP, why'd you sleep with her after all that? Now you're stuck with her for 18 years. Better get a DNA test. And now, to the update. Thank you all to those who did not think I was the a-hole here. It's been a tough 2 years. Here's how it went down. I took a paternity test, and my son is confirmed to be mine. I have filed for divorce, but the state in which I lived is very conservative and has a waiting period before it can be finalized. The divorce was filed as uncontested, and I will be paying child support while also staying in his life. I am selling our house, and she is moving to a state close by, where my son will only be a couple of hours away. This option also makes her closer to family. Custody arrangements will be updated once she has moved. This has been hard emotionally because she has blamed me for ruining our chance as a family and our son's future. It feels manipulative since I no longer want to be with her, and I've taken care of her our entire marriage. My wife still does not know about my girlfriend at the request of my girlfriend. As much as I want to integrate my girlfriend, this will take time to do, and I also felt like my wife doesn't have to know about her until everything has settled and the divorce finalized. It's been difficult for me being away from my son, but I do get to see him every day. I was there for his birth and 3 weeks afterwards. I will be taking leave again to spend more time with my son, take care of the house, the divorce, and to help get her and my son moved. I am glad this marriage is ending, and while it's tough right now with my son, the mutual goal is to have a co-parenting relationship. Despite the things my wife has said and her wanting to continue the marriage, I feel my son will be better off knowing what an actual loving relationship is. My girlfriend has been very supportive of me, and I'm ready to move on in my life with her. Trying to get any help or legal advice in the state we got married has been a nightmare and has been overall negative to the choice I have already made. The marriage is dead, but I will be in my son's life. I do not agree with the empty values there. I feel sorry for the kid, such irresponsible behavior. And the second update? My wife was served with divorce papers and hired a lawyer despite us agreeing on the 50-50 division of marital assets, child support, and limited alimony. She told me that because I was leaving her, she wanted to make sure things were done fairly. She advised me to not get my own lawyer since we already agreed on stuff, but I got one to represent me anyway. I have recently seen my son again despite her efforts to keep me away from him. She has told me that she doesn't want to see me. After expressing how unfair that is, she agreed to coordinate with me to see him. I told her that I have been seeing someone and she said that she suspected it during our separation, but that it didn't matter. She doesn't care that I love my new partner. She believes we can still recover the marriage, even though I have moved on. I do not understand how she thinks this after her cheating throughout our marriage and me finding someone new. I told her I am upset that she can't take accountability for the breakdown of the marriage, hurting me and our son. I explained to her why it wouldn't be a good idea to stay together if she truly thinks I cheated on her. She is only concerned with herself and the life I provided to her instead of caring about our son. She destroyed the last 7 years of my life with her and distorted how I saw myself. I tried to get over her infidelity the first time thinking it was a mistake and something we could work through. I'm not willing to give her a third or fourth chance. I want to resolve it, but every time the issue comes up, she says something that feels manipulative. I will post a final update when we get there. Should have divorced her sooner. Stop interacting with her, get your own lawyer, and file now. And now to the second story. My soon-to-be ex-wife filed for a divorce 8 months ago. We have been separated for 8 months and moved in with her affair partner. Divorce is to be finalized next month. Now she's begging not to go through with it and begging me to try reconciliation. My wife, 38 female, and I, 37 male, met back in college. We dated for 5 years before getting married. Our marriage has been good with a few ups and downs. We have two girls, 13 and 15. In January last year, I noticed my wife spending more time on the phone than normal. She basically did what every typical cheater does: lied, blame shifted, and gaslighted me when I tried to express my concerns. I know I was not perfect, and I did some things that I regret very much, but she treated me like a piece of crap all this time during her affair. I tried to improve all the aspects of our relationship that she felt like they were not good. When Discovery Day came in the beginning of June, she confessed to having an emotional affair and sleeping with him only twice. Then she blamed me for her affair. She said that she wanted to reconcile and we tried reconciliation, but she was just not into it. She still contacted him and they were still talking. When I told her how uncomfortable it made me, she said they were just friends and kept deleting texts, even when I told her not to. When I threatened divorce, she would cry, apologize, and beg me not to. When I tried to bring up the affair, she would get mad and somehow I was the one who ended up apologizing. Then after 2 or 3 months, she started disappearing again, saying that she was visiting family because they needed her at the time. I knew she was going to see her affair partner, and when I brought it up, she was very convincing. One weekend, she disappeared and didn't pick up my calls or answer my text, and when she came back, she told me that her cousin had gotten sick and they had to rush her to the hospital and forgot her phone at her sister's place. And all this time, I was trying to make it work for us. She saw all the efforts I made but just didn't give an F. Then by mid-December, she told me that she was moving out, that she had been unhappy in our relationship, and while she still cared for me, she was in love with her affair partner, that she had finally found her soulmate. I remember crying for hours trying to beg her, but her mind was made up. We had to tell the kids. She said that I could have the kids for the weekdays and she could come visit them on weekends since her affair partner's apartment was small. She filed for divorce a week after. This was the worst moment of my life. I grieved for weeks. When I tried to talk to her to see if there was any chance, but all she said that she was sorry for everything she put me through, but her mind is made up. No one other than us knew. Both her and my parents knew that we were only separated, but never knew the reason. By the end of January, when her mom called me and insisted I tell the truth, I invited her over together with her dad. I told them everything, and literally I broke into tears and cried on my mother-in-law's shoulder. They comforted me and apologized for their daughter's behavior. I later told my parents and then some few close friends. Soon enough, everyone knew about us, and I started receiving comforting messages, others talking ill of my ex. Soon afterwards, my wife called me crying, saying that I turned everyone against her and that she hates me. She said that people were threatening her, an affair partner, and her dad hates. They had a close relationship. Her and sisters don't want to speak to her, and no one will speak with her without insulting her. This was mid-April. By the beginning of June, her relationship with affair partner had fizzled out due to stress. I remember she came to see the kids and told me that her affair partner kicked her out because he couldn't handle the stress of their relationship. She was living in a hotel room. She didn't look good at all, like someone who was depressed. She asked if she could move back in, and I said no. She said that she understood but asked to spend more time with the kids. She said that she wanted to make up for the lost time with the kids and wanted to come in the afternoon and cook for them and spend time with them. I agreed. By this time, she would come cook my favorite meal, clean the house, write small notes saying, "I love you," together with flowers. When I came back home from work, she would always try to spend some more time with me. I have to admit I did enjoy spending time with her. Then she started talking about how much she misses me and asked divorce is what I really wanted. I always avoided these conversations. Last week, she told me that she had been going to individual counseling and was wondering whether we should try marriage counseling. She has started dressing the way like wearing makeup. She has tried to initiate sex, but I have turned her down. She has bought me more goods, and more than countless times she has brought up marriage counseling. On the weekend, she cried, begging me not to go through with the divorce, that she has already put up with a lot and all she wants is me and her family back, and she will do whatever I want. I know it's like the roles are reversed. All this time I've been numb, although a part of me feels happy now that she has gotten a taste of her own medicine. I still love her, but I don't really know if I should give our relationship another chance. TLDR. My wife had an affair with a mutual friend, moved in with him. Family and friends disowned her. Their relationship didn't last long due to the stress of the divorce and everyone berating them. She moved out and got an apartment, and now she wants me to take her back. She's back because she has nowhere else to go. She only came back because that relationship failed, not because she loves you. And now to the third story, titled Surviving. Thought I would share my story. This is going to be a long post. It covers 23 years of marriage and what cheating does to it. Some background. I met my wife in 1996. She was the sister of one of my coworkers and would come up to work to visit her from time to time. She would bring her young son with her occasionally. I noticed what a good mother she was. One night she came up to work and had had too much to drink, and I made her go with me to a restaurant to eat some food and take some time to sober up. We got to talking and things went on from there. We dated for about a year. I found out the little boy was from a guy she worked with who was married and already had several kids and didn't want anything to do with her son. My parents loved the little guy, and he was a special kid. We dated for about a year and a half and got married in the summer. Everything was good for several years. 2 years in, we had a daughter. I adopted her son, and we agreed that I would raise him as his father. We had a good marriage, took care of ourselves, our house, and spent time as a family. In 2003, I had an opportunity to do some contract work overseas. Our son had had some medical bills, and we had built up some debt, and this would be a way to pay all of that off in a year. We talked about it and decided that it would be a good idea. I know you see where this is going, and you are correct. It's been so long now, and I repressed a lot of it, so I don't remember exactly how I found out. I think it was from something one of my kids said about a strange man and that man being in my house. I confronted her, and she admitted that she had been with the other guy. She tried to tell me that all she had done was give him oral 5 or 6 times, but I told her I wasn't stupid. I was furious, sad, devastated. We talked, and I decided to stay. This is for those who wonder about staying. If it had not been for my daughter, I would have left. My wife's choice in men, including the idiot she cheated with, had been crappy before we got together. Her brothers found out about it and were furious with her. They had not liked me when we got married, but had seen the way I treated their sister and the kids and knew I was the best guy she had ever been with. So I stayed. Yes, you can survive infidelity, but it is just surviving. I never talked to anyone because how do you admit something like that to your friends so everyone will know what a fool you were? I tried my best to put it aside, try to trust her again, and be there for the kids. I had affection for my wife, but the love had died. My wife is a very loving and caring person with a big heart and a hard worker. There is a lot to admire about her. We were like roommates that had occasional sex right up until this year, 17 years. There were times when we got closer and times when we got distant. No matter how much I tried to forget and move on, that anger and sense of betrayal was right there under the surface. I realized from reading posts on this site what I had done. I punished her by withholding sex. Sex got more and more infrequent, and it was more like a chore. Many times I would just take care of myself because I didn't want to put myself through dealing with her. I would give her just enough and blame the rest on working 2 jobs and being tired. This was a lie. I have always had a high sex drive and could have had sex at least once a day for all those years, or as many times as she wanted it, if the love and trust had still been there. I didn't know it, but I went into a 17-year depression. I stopped caring about a lot of things. Visits to the gym got more infrequent. I stopped caring about stuff that needed to be fixed around the house. I retreated into online video games for hours a day to keep my mind occupied. The only thing I didn't stop being was a dad. I dropped my kids off and picked them up from school every day. I helped them do their homework. I was at every robotics team meet, band practice, football game, cheerleading practice, dance practice, martial arts session that my kids went to. I never stopped being there for them and worked 2 jobs so they could have nice things and I could save up money for them to go to college. I don't know if she ever cheated again. The most concern I got was a period of time when she was going out after work with coworkers, even though she knew I was not comfortable with it. I went a couple of times and she eventually stopped going. I thought about cheating myself. Why did I owe her loyalty when she had not been loyal to me? I got close several times over the years but could never make myself go through with it. It always made me feel guilty and disgusted with myself. This made things even worse. How could she have done what she did when just thinking about doing it gave me a sick feeling in my stomach when I thought about the consequences? This went on right up until this year, until I started watching YouTube Reddit infidelity stories. I recognized feelings I had had over the years and realized why I had done some of the things I had done. With COVID, and now being in my 50s, I weighed those feelings against the fact that I have maybe another 18 good, active years left if I don't die from COVID or all the other stuff people in my age range die from every day, and was finally able to let go. I literally felt a knot inside me melt away. I have stopped playing video games. I have gone back to the gym. I have started doing stuff around the house again. My wife has been getting sex almost every day. I sat my wife down and talked to her about this the other day. She had noticed the change. She once again tried to give me the bullcrap about only oral sex, and I again told her I wasn't stupid. She said I should have talked to her sooner. How the hell do you talk to the person who lied and betrayed you about this stuff? I asked her how I was ever supposed to believe her, so what was the point in talking? She said she had never cheated again, that she had come close one time with a coworker but had not done it. Who knows? I explained why I had played so many computer games and why we almost never had sex. I told her I had done it to punish her for the way I felt inside. That there had been times over the years I couldn't stand to look at her or be in the same room with her. She told me it worked, that there were nights that she had cried herself to sleep. She said she could never figure out why, even when she tried to be better and cooked and cleaned and tried to have sex, it never got better. It's because that anger was still there. Folks, it never goes away. That special feeling that made you want to get married gets murdered when you cheat on your partner. I have finally decided I don't want to waste what's left of my life living that way anymore, and we will make the best of the time we have left. This post is for all the people who are thinking about cheating or want to ask their partner to stay together after they're cheating. This is what it does. This is how long it can last. Take one freaking minute and think about the consequences for everyone involved if you are thinking about cheating. OP is holding on to the sunk cost fallacy. She was sleeping with and had a child with a married man. That tells you about her morals. Should have left years ago to save himself from all that pain. And the update after 3 years. So this week was our 25th wedding anniversary. I stayed because of my daughter after I found out she cheated for 6 weeks while I was overseas in 2003. We have reconciled, eventually went to counseling, and probably in the best place we have been in. When I was looking for a card for our anniversary, I could not make myself pick any of the sappy ones about love, because I will never have that kind of love for her again. I picked a nice card about the good things she does, but even after almost 20 years, I just couldn't pick a lovey-dovey card. Don't spend the rest of your life on someone who doesn't deserve you. It's never too late to start over. And that's it for today. Dear viewers, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out. See you next time. Bye-bye.